WP Courseware 4.6 is hot off the press and it's feature rich. In this video, I'm going to demo all of the new features that we've included in WP Courseware 4.6. Hi, my name is Ben and I am co-founder of Fly Plugins. We are the creators of WP Courseware, the leading course plugin for WordPress. And on this YouTube channel, we talk about tips, tutorials, and strategies for creating and selling online courses with WordPress. Okay, before I jump into the demonstration, I just want to give you a brief taste of what we've introduced. Okay, so we have a new payment type. We have installment payments available now so that you can sell your courses on a fixed installment payment type. We also have introduced bundles. So if you want to bundle your courses together to sell them, you can now bundle courses. We've also introduced a unit teaser or preview, depending on how you look at it, which basically allows anybody who visits your website to preview a unit. They don't have to be registered, logged in, or enrolled into your course. They can see it. We've also have 2 new short codes. We've got some tweaks to one of our short codes and much, much more. So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate all of these new features now. So sit back, relax, grab some popcorn, some coffee, and let's check it out. Okay, so the first major feature that we've introduced is the installment payments. This is a big deal because this has been one of our most highly requested features for WP Courseware. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just demonstrate. I've already got some courses created, so I'm going to demonstrate how you configure this. So basically you'll click into a course. If not, you'll have to create a new course. In either scenario, you're going to get to this screen here. And we want to go under the payments tab here on the left-hand side. Now I want to explain how these all work. So free is basically a free course. It is what it is. You register for a course and you get enrolled into that particular course free of charge. There's no payment information that gets exchanged or anything like that. It is completely free. Next, you have the one-time purchase. Now the one-time purchase is what it is. It's just a one-time purchase. Someone pays a fixed amount for that course and that's completely it. However, with the one-time payment option, we've added the ability to enable installment payments. So what you can basically do here is now you can have either a one-time fixed payment or you can allow someone to come in and make payments with a fixed number of installments, and they can completely pay off the course and have lifetime access after that, obviously. Now, the reason we kind of enabled the installment payments alongside the one-time payment is because what we've noticed is that most people will have those two options hand in hand. And it really gives you a great marketing or upsell opportunity because what you can do is you can offer a little bit of a discount to those that want to just pay up front right now. You can offer a bit of a discount. That way you make that money up front versus getting payments, which you can actually charge a little bit more. Obviously this is entirely up to you, but this is just a little bit of marketing strategy that I'm getting into here. Anyhow, this is kind of the thought process that we had behind this and why we enabled installment payments alongside with a one-time payment. So once you enable the installment payment type here, you'll need to select the number of installments. Now, this is kind of important here, so take note. PayPal, you have to have 2 installment payments or greater, with a caveat. If you are going to offer a discount code, you'll have to make it 3 payments or more. Now, this is actually an issue with PayPal and how PayPal handles payment types alongside with a discount code. In fact, it's something that really kind of took us a little while to figure out while we were in development for this particular feature. So just again to reiterate, you can have two installment payments or greater for either PayPal or Stripe. However, if you're going to offer a discount code for PayPal specifically, you'll need to make the number of installments 3 or greater. Okay, so next we have the installment amount. So you'll have, in this example, if we increase this to 5, you'll have 5 installment payments of $6. In fact, I'll just make that 10. How about that? Okay. And then you want the installment interval. So how frequent do you want that? Do you want the payment gateway to charge this amount? So you can pick from daily up to yearly. And so for this, we'll just go ahead and pick weekly. Okay, so now we've configured the installment payment alongside the one-time payment. Now the subscription option is just that. It's a subscription that's basically infinite until either canceled by the user or by the administrator, or if credit card gets expired or something like that. So there's not a finite date that the subscription will end. That's kind of more or less what the installment payment is. It's just a finite number of payments and with a defined interval. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop over to the front end so I can kind of show you what this looks like when someone goes to check out. So if we come over to our courses page, you'll see now I've got two options here. I can either pay $10 for the course if I want to pay up front, or I can make 5 weekly installments of $10. Doesn't quite make sense. But anyhow, if we click 5 weekly installments, you'll notice on checkout, you do have the language in here that specifies what this actually looks like. Okay, so if we go ahead and check out here, okay, so now if we go back to our account, you'll notice that we have 2 courses. And the reason we have these particular 2 courses is because, let me show you. We have a free course here, which people get enrolled to automatically because automatic enrollment is enabled for this particular course. And this is the actual course that we purchased here. So this is why we have 2 courses. In a few moments, I'm going to show you how the bundles work, but this is not a bundle, just so that you know. But if we go over to the orders tab here, you'll see that we have a completed order. If we click into the order, it has the order details and the related subscription here. If we view that, this is the actual subscription that was created. And it is going to renew. If you remember, we set it to weekly, so the next payment date would be May 7th. And it's only going to collect 5 payments. At the end of 5 payments, the transaction, this will read, instead of active, it'll read complete. And then that particular student will have lifetime access to this particular course. So that is an overview for installments. One other thing to cover with installments is that we actually have some new email messaging available. And if we click into our emails section under settings and emails, you'll notice we have a few new email options here for installments. Okay, and it actually tells you where those emails are going to be going. If you notice here, the fly guy at flyplugins.com, that's actually the site administrator email. You can actually set that within the email configuration here. If you'd like, you can add additional email recipients here if you'd like. And the emails listed as student, those are the emails that are going to actually be going to the student. So you can configure the templates for each one of these emails for installments. Okay, so let's check out our next feature. Our next feature is bundles. So I'm going to show you what bundles actually looks like. So I'm going to go configure this particular course up here, how to make coffee. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into that particular course and click the bundles option down here. So if I sell this particular course, I also want people to get enrolled into this course, How to Train Dogs 101. So you can add multiple courses here. So if you wanted to add another course or 2 more courses, that's entirely up to you. So this course, How to Make Coffee, includes How to Train Dogs 101. Now, if somebody goes and purchases How to Train Dogs 101, you will not be enrolled into How to Make Coffee. This is just bundling the How to Train Dogs with How to Make Coffee. So let me go ahead and click update, and let's go ahead and go get enrolled into How to Make Coffee. So if you remember, I do have 1 free course, so we're gonna actually get enrolled into 3 different courses. So I'm going to log Jim out here, and we're going to go back to WPCW courses, and we're going to purchase How to Make Coffee. Okay, and you'll notice up here on the description it says how to make coffee is what you're gonna get access to, but you'll also be given access to How to Train Dogs 101, and it's all for $10. So this is included. This is the bundle. So we'll go ahead and fill this out here. And so just like I mentioned before, we should have access to 3 different courses. So now if we go back to our courses, you'll notice we have How to Eat Pizza, which was a free course. How to Make Coffee is what we paid for, and How to Train Dogs 101, which was bundled with How to Make Coffee. So that is bundles. Bundles is a great way to include multiple courses into a single enrollment. Now, just to be clear on something, you will be able to do this for free courses. So for example, let's say that How to Eat Pizza is actually free, and let's just say I wanted to include How to Make Coffee and How to Make Money Online. Now remember, these 2 courses are paid courses, and so when you get enrolled into the free course of How to Eat Pizza, you'll automatically get enrolled into these other courses as well, even though they are technically paid courses. It just all depends on how you configure this. So remember, the bundle courses always interact with the primary course that is the student is enrolling into. Okay, so that's bundles. Okay, so next up, what I want to show and demonstrate is the teaser. The teaser is a really cool thing because we've had this request for quite some time now. And so what's really neat, I'm actually going to show you 2 features. I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here, because we've added the ability to not only configure the unit teaser preview from right within the course builder page here, but we've also introduced the unit drip option here as well. So before, if you remember, you'd have to actually go into an actual unit to configure unit drip. So we've actually introduced that into the same screen here so that you don't have to leave the builder. Our goal is really to have everything happen on this one single page on the course builder so that you don't have to go out unless you absolutely have to do something like change the template, or if you want to categorize or add taxonomy to the course units. So again, you can add your unit drip here, and you can configure your teaser. So I'm going to go ahead and click the box here for teaser. Now what this is going to do is this is going to open up this particular unit for anyone who is not necessarily logged into your site, but it'll allow them to view that unit anyway. So if we go back to our demonstration here, I'm going to log Rob out of here. We will go back to our courses page. And if we go to How to Make Money Online, you'll notice that I'm not logged in, but I can actually access this very first unit here. So if I click on that, you'll notice I can see the content. Now, I don't have the mark is completed or the next unit, previous unit buttons at the bottom here, no navigation, but you can see the content. And so anybody that visits the website, this is now public, so you can provide this. And we've had this request for quite some time, so I'm hoping that this is useful for you. Okay, on to our next feature. Our next feature is the progress bar. So we've added an option to introduce a progress bar anywhere on your site. So the first method for adding a progress bar is going to be by just simply adding a widget. And you'll notice I've already got it into my sidebar here. So what you'll see here is this is the WPCW course progress bar, not to be confused with the course progress. The course progress is more like a condensed outline that you can put in your sidebar. But the progress bar is just that. It's just showing your progress with the little bar, how far you've gone into the course, how many units, or not necessarily how many units, but what percentage of units you've completed within the course. So you have some options here. So what you can do is you can show the user's current course. Okay, so this option assumes that you are in a course. so that the user can see in context what their progress is for that particular course. So obviously if you select this option and you put this widget on the sidebar and you look at this sidebar, for example, in your blog post, the sidebar widget will not show up for this because you're not in the context of a course. Okay, so if I pick how to train dogs, I already know I have some progress on this. I'm also going to make sure that I deselect this option here, only displays widget when showing a course unit, because I don't necessarily want to force this to be in the context of a course unit. So I'm going to go ahead and click save there. And I'm going to go click over to our blog post here, which is Hello World, which includes the sidebar. And you'll notice I've got my progress bar here. And you'll notice it includes the title and description, which are also options that you can deselect here. So if we deselect those options, you'll notice that those options are removed as well. Okay, so again, remember if we select this option here to only show in a course unit, you'll notice that this progress bar will disappear from a blog post. And also, if we select show users current course without this selected, it also has the same result because we're not in the context of a course. So you'll actually see the widget, but you won't see any progress because there's no context to know which course we're trying to show. So this is a really cool new feature that we have, but we also have alongside with this, we also have the ability to do it within a short code or also within a Gutenberg block. So if we go down to WP Courseware settings and we go over to support, you'll notice now we have some documentation right here that shows the various parameters for the course progress bar shortcode. And you'll notice it's three simple parameters. It's just your course ID. If you want to show the title, so title can be set to false, true to show. I believe the default is false, and also the default for show description is false. So if you change those to true, it will display course title and course description. So you can add that to any page or post. Again, as long as you define the course here, that way it knows which course we are referencing for the course progress bar. Additionally, you can add this with the Gutenberg editor. And so if you go down to WP Courseware blocks, you'll notice you have the course progress bar. And again, you can pick which course you want to display. So we'll just do How to Train Dogs 101. And then over here on the right-hand side, you have the options for show title, show description. And you'll notice that does populate. So a very cool feature that you can introduce to your pages, your posts, your sidebar, and basically anywhere on your site with the shortcode. So this is another brand new option that we have with WP Courseware 4.6. Okay, so moving on to our next feature, which is not necessarily a brand new feature, but what we did is we made some modifications to how it displays. So what we'll do is to demonstrate this, let's go ahead and let's just create a new page, and I'm just going to call this one course progress because it affects the course progress block and shortcode as well. And I can show you the parameters for the shortcode here shortly. So if we add a block here, and again, we're going to go down to WP Courseware blocks, and I'm going to choose course progress this time. Now, what this does is it's a dynamic course outline. It will show each course that you're enrolled into on a single page without having to select a specific ID. So again, you can pick a course, but it's optional. You don't have to. So we can go ahead and just say done, and it will show the progress for each one of our courses. The new feature that we've added to this is the option to show a description for the course as well as prerequisites. So if your course has prerequisites, now they will display within one of these courses. Now, I think I forgot to go set some of these course prerequisites, so we may have to do that, but let's go check to see if we have it. So you'll notice here on this particular course, we have the course description that now shows up right here. How to make coffee also has a description, but no prerequisites. Oh, here we go. So in this particular course for how to make money online, you'll notice that a prerequisite to this course is how to make coffee. So if a student was enrolled into both of these courses, how to make coffee and also in how to make money online, they would need to complete how to make coffee before they could see any one of these units. The reason I can see these units is because I'm actually the administrator and the instructor, which kind of leads me to another feature, which I'll talk about here just in a minute. But going back to the prerequisites option, we've also introduced this not only to the Gutenberg editor, but also to the shortcode. So if we go back again down to WP Courseware settings and go to support, and we look at course progress, you'll notice we have course prerequisites as an option. By default, it's false, but if you set that to true, it will display the prerequisites as well as the course description. So we've added these two new parameters for the WP course _ progress shortcode. So this is a really cool feature. It was actually recommended by one of our customers very recently, and it made total sense, especially the prerequisites option there. So, so going back to what I was just talking about a few seconds ago about another feature that was actually sort of part of that demonstration for the course progress. If we go back to how to make money online, and you notice I have a prerequisite, you'll notice I can access any one of these units. Now, why is that? Well, it's actually a new feature that we've introduced. So basically, any administrator or instructor can access a unit or can preview the course without having to complete units or without having to complete a prerequisite. If there's a drip schedule enabled for a particular course unit, you can still see the course content so that you can actually preview the course as your student would see it without you having to complete a quiz or a non-block or a blocking quiz or having to wait for the drip schedule to come to pass. So you can navigate freely through any course regardless whether there's a quiz or anything like that. And this goes for administrators and instructors. So if you go and you preview your course and all of a sudden you can access everything, don't be alarmed. That's actually part of this new feature where we've added the ability for admins and instructors to preview the course. So your students obviously will not have that capability. They will have to go through the course depending on how you configure your course, whether you allow all units to be available or if they have to click mark as completed and go to the next unit in serial complete a blocking quiz or things of that nature. So it's a really cool feature so that you can preview your course. Okay, next new feature. If we go into one of our courses, we've actually added a new email message. So if we go into a course and click emails, you'll notice we've added the unit complete email, not to be confused with the unit unlocked email. What's the difference? The difference is the unit complete email will actually be triggered either to an admin or student, depending on how you have this configured, and will notify the student or the administrator that that unit has been completed for the student. Okay, so that's when a unit is completed. The unit unlocked email is when the unit becomes available if it's on a drip schedule. So those two emails are separate and different. One thing to quickly address, you'll notice I can actually deactivate this email for students and for admins. And you'll notice on the unlock email, I don't have that option. And the reason for that is this is all based on WP Cron. And if you want to just fully disable this feature, which is fine, you can actually go down to settings and you go into units. And right here where it says notifications interval, you can say never check. So you're telling WP Cron, don't ever check to see if there's any emails queued up for the drip schedule. And those emails will be completely disabled. Okay, so our next feature is back. If we go back to our courses page here, you're gonna notice I've got one quiz that needs to be graded here. It's a manually graded quiz. Okay, so what's really cool is we've introduced, if we go to the grade book, we've introduced the ability to actually filter so that you can just see what needs to be graded. And we've also made this link here on the right-hand side a little bit more apparent. Before it was just kind of like the small red text. And so we've added a nice big button there so that you can see it. It just makes it easier for navigation and for efficiency so that you can quickly see and view who actually needs to get graded for this particular quiz. So if we click into this quiz to actually grade it, it leads me to the next feature, which is a really cool feature that was requested by one of our super awesome customers. And that is to have the ability to email the student right from this particular screen. So if they're going here and they're grading this quiz and they want to send their student a quick email and say, hey, great job. They can do that right from this screen here, send the email, and you're good to go. We'll go ahead and save changes to the grade there. And those were 2 additional new features that we added with WP Courseware. Okay, now our next feature is actually another shortcode. So if we go and we add a new page, we'll call this next unit button. Okay, so if we add in a shortcode block here, so we'll add in a shortcode block, and we go ahead and configure our shortcode. It's called WP course _ next _ available _ unit. And it does have 3 parameters. So the 3 parameters are actually course, which is going to be the ID of your course. So I'm going to go ahead and give it an ID. The next parameter is class. So if you wanted to give it a CSS class, you could do that here. So I'm just going to add button. And then we have text, which is going to be the anchor text. And so I'm just going to type in next unit now. Okay, so the course ID is absolutely required. You have to define a course, but the class option is definitely optional, and the anchor text is also optional. I believe it defaults to next unit. So we're going to go ahead and define everything here. Okay. And so I'm going to go ahead and save this shortcode. Okay, and let's go ahead and view this. And so now what this next unit now shortcode does is it will take me to the next available unit for that particular course. So if let's just say I've completed a couple of units within that course, it's going to take me to unit 3. So if I've completed the first 2, it will take me to unit 3. So if I go ahead and click that, you'll notice it takes me directly to unit 3. So for this particular course, which is course 2, which is, I believe, the How to Make Money Online, yeah, unit 3, you'll notice I've not completed that, and that's exactly where it takes me to unit 3. So if we go back to the button one more time, it takes me right to unit 3. So this is just a little shortcut for your students so that they can get redirected immediately into the course at the last place where they left off, almost like a bookmark, if you want to call it that. But this is a shortcode feature. Eventually, we're going to add a Gutenberg block as well as likely a widget. Wow, that was a fully loaded feature set for WP Courseware 4.6. I hope that these features are going to be useful for you. I know we've added in some tweaks, and there's also a lot of bug fixes and things that we've introduced on the back end. And I just want to thank you for watching and thank you for being a loyal customer. If you're not yet a customer, I hope you join the WP Courseware family. We'd love to have you. There's actually, if you look down in the description, there's actually a discount code if you're not a customer. So be sure to check out WP Courseware. It's a great option for an online learning management system for your WordPress website. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.